Hey guys, Gear here again, and the monsoons and the heavy winds have apparently ended for the time being, and it's a really beautiful day here this weekend, which I hope it is, or this past weekend, which I hope it is wherever you are. Wanted to do another comic collection video. I don't know if we would really call this a haul video. This isn't new things. These are things that I've had for quite some time. Some books and some figurines that I quickly wanted to share and talk about and just share some thoughts about and hope you enjoy. One of my this is one of my figurines. Everybody in the world loves the Hulk. You know, this is Hulk of the Kirby Lee era, like early mid '60s or so. Nice figurine. Also have this. There's actually quite a few excellent female character figurines out there, and uh, both heroes and villains, and perhaps none of them, more heroic than Wonder Woman. And this is a pretty good figurine. It's not great. She's got her axe and her lasso, and she's wearing her bracelets. Wonder Woman is interesting. Of course, she's one of the great iconic comic book heroes, of course, and she's an interesting character because um, she's the only female superhero to have consistently had a continuing title since the Golden Age. I think Wonder Woman's first appearance was in 1940 or 1941, and she has been along ever since then. And I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the comments or something, but she, and sometimes I remember when I was a kid, her books were coming out like bi-monthly or something, but as far as I can recall and to my knowledge, her title has never been canceled. And this is like over a 70-year period, so go Wonder Woman. And my two favorite uh, runs of Wonder Woman were the controversial Dennis O'Neil, new Diana Prince Wonder Woman of the late 60s, very early 70s, where for a couple of years she renounced her powers and she was uh, kind of a martial arts character, which I think I'm one of the few people in the world who actually liked that run. I mean, you knew that she wasn't going to stay without her powers forever. You knew it was temporary. I actually love the artwork, love the writing. Poor Denny O'Neil, who's the editor at DC at the time, took a lot of abuse and still is to this day, but I liked it. I liked the artwork. And also, probably the greatest Wonder Woman storyline ever was when George Paris did it. I think he did it for 2 or 3 years, like in the late 80s, early 90s. But George Paris, the great comic book artist, a lot of you are familiar with, uh, did the artwork and the writing on Wonder Woman run. It's just fabulous. I mean, it's just pretty peerless. It's definitely worth seeking those issues out. I think I have all of them, and definitely worth checking out. Um, Also, a big favorite of mine is the Spirit, um, aka Denny Colt, and this was actually a gift. The owner of my comic book shop here locally is a very good friend. I've been going there for about 11, 12 years now, and he knew that I was uh, a a fan of this. Of course, the Spirit is the work of the great Will Eisner, a legendary comic book hero, artist, and creator. This is his most famous creation. Later in life, he was known as a graphic novelist, and but for 12 years, I think from 1940 until 1952, he did the Spirit, and it says Denny Colt R.I.P. there, a little tombstone that came with this. And the interesting thing, some of you may not know about the Spirit, is that he was never a comic book originally. There was a comic book series that ran for a few years recently, but he was actually a Eisner was a very shrewd businessman as well as as a fantastic comic book artist. He owned his creation. He owned the rights to it at a time when most comic book artists did not, and um, it was put out as a supplement in the Sunday newspapers at the time. It was not. They did not run in the comic strip. Funny. I mean, it would be enclosed with it, and you can still go on eBay and get some of these original inserts. And he would have like a every week there would be a different spirit story, and as well as some other stories along with it. But and so love the spirit, love this great character. Not so happy that the movie that Frank Miller did a couple of years ago was so dreadful. When that happens, it tends to kill a franchise, at least for stop it in its tracks for a while. Not a huge Frank Miller fan at all. I know that may be sacrilege to some for saying that, but it seems to me like I try to stay positive, but I really don't like his work. I don't like what he did with Batman. I don't like, what he did with the Spirit. 300. Didn't like his book. Certainly didn't like the movie of it. The visuals gave me a headache. And as far as history, I don't think there was a rhinoceros core at Thermopylae. And I don't think like the emperor looked like a Las Vegas showgirl either. I could be wrong, but not a huge fan of Frank Miller, except perhaps for Sin City, and that's really the movie, and more because it was directed by Robert Rodriguez, who just made it work, But anyway, to move on to more positive things, another figurine, a Golden Age character that I like a lot, is the Sandman. He's supposed to have his gas gun. That's his weapon. He's got like his cylinders here around his belt, and I don't know what I've done with this gas gun, but really nice figurine. Another Golden Age figure. I can get a close up of his face. Not terribly good. It's very dark, but he wears like a mask, and just a great Golden Age figure. Had his own book in the early 40s, which I have in the collection. This is a lot of you are familiar with the DC and the Marvel archival collections. It's really superb where they do the work, where they put out the first so many issues of a particular title. I love Golden Age comic books and Silver Age comic books. I try to collect them whenever I can. Of course, they're very expensive depending on what condition they're in and how rare they are. But if you like reading those and they're just, having the actual issues is not a possibility, as it's not for most of us, this is a great alternative. And sometimes even these collections can be quite expensive, anywhere from $40 to $100 or more. I would advise, if it's something you're interested in, just waiting a while, 6 months or a year or so, and check on Amazon. And sometimes the prices come down drastically, but I've got a lot of these collections. This is Justice League, Volume 3. This is about from the mid-60s, I would say. I'm not quite exactly sure, but, all the great Justice League America characters. Now it's just Justice League, of course, but this is when it was Justice League America. Also, Golden Age is... if you are a fan of the great Milton Caniff, I love Terry and the Pirates. I remember Milton Caniff wasn't doing it when I read it as a kid, but, he did it for about 12 years from the 30s to the 40s in these collections. This is actually volume, I think this is the first volume. I think it's 6 volumes altogether. Very well worth checking out. So anyway, just wanted to do another video and share these items with you. I'll be doing another one soon. And I hope all of you are having a great week, and thanks for watching.